Hello, guys. This is the Chief Air Marshal Ola 7 on your number one podcast show in the land. We are back again with a segment that focuses on our kids, who are talented in all aspects of life. We celebrate them by giving them a platform to showcase their talent. And please let us support them in the best way, we can. So I'm once again joined by Adonis, aka Mr. Bacon. He's back, for a part two of our interview. I have a few questions, that I would like to ask, and I want him to answer, those questions from our previous interview. Then to dive straight into another topic. And today we are focusing on computer science, game development, as well as coding. So yeah, hello, Mr. Bacon.
Hello, Ola7. How are you?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was fantastic. I got greeted by some fans.
Where? You now have fans?
Yes.
Wow, I can't believe it. After the interview.
Me too.
You're getting more and more, fans.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So, before we get into serious business, Mr. Bacon,
Yes.
take me through a day in the life of Mr. Bacon.
Sure. So, basically, I wake up, brush my teeth, eat some food. I study what I have to study.
Yeah?
I study my English,
Yeah.
science, and my math, which normally takes like 5 hours.
5 hours?
Yes.
Studying?
Yes.
Wow.
After that, go on my YouTube channel, work on it a little bit,
Yeah?
create a little videos, and then post them, eat my dinner, go back to bed.
That sounds like it's a tight schedule, for a young man like you.
It's just not that much. I mean, I honestly think a lot of kids have the same schedule that I have, except for the animation part. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure some kids do that.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yes.
Okay, you mentioned you'll be studying your English. I think you are just good at English, so what more do you want?
It's not that good.
Uh-huh.
I mean, some people will say that, oh, it's so wonderful,
Exactly.
but it's not enough. It's not enough.
You
There's
want
more
to-
to English.
You want to enhance?
Yes.
Enhance.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that. So, Mr. Bacon, last time we spoke, you mentioned that you developed a love, for science.
Yes.
Yeah, at the age of 4. I was shocked, man.
Yes, at the age of
At the
4.
age of 4.
Yes.
Now, did you back then, had an idea or any idea what was going on then?
Of course.
Yeah, at 4.
At 4. Yes, my mother has some videos of me preaching about science. Talking about astronomy.
Yeah?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She actually has videos.
I want to talk to your mom later on. I want to find out from her, how she raised you. Do you speak Shona?
And not daughter.
Are you good at Shona?
I guess, yeah. I think I'm good
Out of
at
a 10,
Shona.
how do you rate your Shona?
I think I'd rate my Shana 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. So last time you schooled us about astronomy as well as animation. So rewinding, a bit, I picked up something you mentioned. You said, I admire stars, So
Yeah.
funny story, growing up, I thought I could count all the stars and finish, but I was wrong. So I guess it's not possible. Right? Back to you. What fascinates you about the stars?
How they're formed and how they come in outer space, right? Where they are. Can you go like literally visit a star and touch it?
No.
Yeah, I used to think I could because I used to watch a lot of cartoons.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, but that's just not the case. Stars are a big ball of energy.
They're big.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but they're a ball of energy mixed with hydrogen and helium, right? They're bright, hot. Pretty sure if you wanted to touch a star, you get burned.
Oh,
Yes,
but it looks cool, out there.
it does.
Yeah. So you gave us, an insight on planets.
Yes.
And you mentioned something about Jovian planets.
Yes, Jovian planets.
We didn't touch on it. Briefly tell us about Jovian planets.
Jovian planets, we have 4 Jovian planets. Those being Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Now, Jovian planets are also called gas giants. Landing on a gas giant is not possible. Jupiter has no land. It's just all gas, no land whatsoever.
Yeah.
You would be crushed instantly.
Wow.
Yes, because on Jupiter, a lot of storms, a lot of rain, and yeah. Then we have Saturn. Fun fact about Saturn. In fact, no, actually, fun fact about all Jovian planets is that they have rings around them. So this is the Jovian planet,
Yeah.
and then they have a little
A
ring
ring, okay.
around them, right? Jupiter has one, but it's invisible. You can't see
You
it.
can't see that one.
Yes, you can't see it with the human eye, right? You can only see it with the telescope. Saturn has rings. Uranus has rings. Neptune has rings.
So the rings, I can actually see them? The human eye?
No, with the telescope.
Oh, only.
Yeah, only with the telescope.
So why are they called Jovian planets?
I really don't know. I think it's the guy who named them. He named something after the Jovian planets. He named something after the Jovian planets.
So, I only knew of one moon. And surprisingly, you said Jupiter is 64 moons.
Yes.
I was shocked. Even now, I'm still shocked when you say 64 moons. So, are they like a normal moon, the one we all know?
So the moons on Jupiter, they're not similar to our moon on planet Earth. I mean, if you wanted to land on the moons, you could, but some of the moons, right? One of Jupiter's moons, it rains. It rains ice, like literal glassy ice
Yes.
that will literally
Yeah.
kill you. So not all moons are similar to our moon. Some moons, they're like planets, but they orbit Jupiter.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I understand. Okay, guys, we are learning. We are learning from Mr. Bacon, an aspiring astronomer. Wow. Now we are getting into something different, because I must admit, Mr. Bacon, you know your stuff. I hope I am not the only one learning here. I'm sure some of those you are watching are also learning from you. So moving right along, let us talk about computer science. From my own understanding, computer science is the study of computers and computational systems. So what is the other definition of computer science, Mr. Bacon?
So computer science is the study of computers. It's basically what you're trying to figure out what a computer can do, right? Most of our technology here, right? They're computers. Not only that as a computer. These lights are cameras, computers. They're all classified as computers too. So, as a student, right? A student must know what computer science is because it develops logical thinking. It develops problem-solving skills.
Problem-solving skills.
Yes,
Wow.
like on a computer, right? Let's say on a camera. If a camera is glitching out,
Yeah.
not working, what do? You should figure that out by yourself. Problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
Like if the camera isn't showing visibly,
Yeah.
and it's just blurry, you take the
lenses.
lenses, then boom, your camera is now working. Those are problem-solving skills. Yes.
Wow. This is fantastic. Mr. Bacon on the Genius Kids Show. He's such a genius. I'm sure you can attest. Let's move on, okay? So, what is computer science and why is it important for students to learn about it?
Yeah, like I said, it develops problem-solving skills, and in the near future, it will be useful for them because, our world is now developing into it has a lot of technology now.
Yeah.
We have electric cars, we have airplanes, jets, and all. We're also getting flying cars, and we have smart houses. So many things.
Yeah?
So many things.
And can you provide a real world example, of how computer science is used in everyday life for like 8-year students?
Okay, so let's say you're a student, right? Then you go on the your browser,
Yeah.
Chrome, Google Chrome.
Yes.
Then you go on YouTube. Then you search up whatever you want. You search up year 8 math. Year 8 math, right? And then you keep on searching it, right? Keep on searching it, watching similar videos, watching, keep on watching. Now, your YouTube page will now be filled with year 8 mathematics.
Yeah.
Now, that is computer science at work, and those are called computer algorithms. That is computer science at work. So, that is the good side of it when you're looking at educational things, right? Now, YouTube has said, oh, this guy likes math, year 8 math. Let's recommend more to him.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you go on your recommendations and you see more of it. That's the good side of it. But now we have a bad side.
What is it?
So, anyone can do it. Even me. But I won't. So, the bad side is, you go on the internet, right? And you see something that you shouldn't have seen. Like drugs.
Yes.
Yes, drug abuse. That's bad, right? So you see drug abuse, and then you click on it. And then you watch it. Now, after watching one video, YouTube won't recommend it. Now, if you keep on watching more videos, more and more videos, YouTube will now start to recommend drug addiction videos to you, right? So YouTube will say, well, this guy likes drug abuse on YouTube. Let's recommend more to him. Now, since YouTube has recommended more drug abuse videos,
Yeah.
this guy says, oh, it's recommended on YouTube. That means everyone is watching it.
Yeah.
That's not the case. It's just him because he kept on watching it. And became his recommended. So that's a bad way of computer algorithms.
Wow.
Can be bad. Yes.
Yeah. And these days, the youngsters, are being
Yeah.
affected by these drug issues.
Yes.
And I'm even more worried about 10-year-olds,
Oof.
12-year-olds. Because
They're easily manipulated.
Exactly.
On
exactly.
TV, they see gangs, nude women,
Yes.
and all.
Yes.
Then they think, oh my goodness,
Hey.
that's so cool.
Exactly. Do you watch those?
No.
Please don't. Please.
Yeah, please don't watch that.
Yeah. So can you explain the difference between hardware and software in simple terms?
All right. So, hardware is the physical components on a computer, like your keyboard, your mouse, your monitor, your CPU, central processing unit. Whereas software are the applications that tell the computer what to do, or the instructions
Yeah.
that tell the computer what to do. For example, operating system and all your apps, your applications.
Yeah, this is powerful, man. This is
Yes.
powerful. And also, let's talk about how does coding fit into computer science education, and why should students start learning it?
Coding in computer science is just basically telling a computer a set of instructions what to do, basically. It is important for students to know about coding because they're now businesses that involve coding, and they're now we have technology, and with technology you need jobs. So most jobs these days is just basically coding robots. So in the near future, for these students, they can get tech-driven careers, like being a game developer, a robot maker, an inventor. So yeah, that's how coding is very useful for year 8 students.
And can you maybe share an example of fun coding project, for students that goes beyond basic exercises?
So, okay, so fun coding projects, you can make anything actually, but I'll just give an example. You can make a chatbot. We have chatbots these days, You have chatbots. So, you can make a chatbot. You can just let's say I make a chatbot saying, the Mr. Bacon chatbot talks about astronomy, computer science, a lot of things. You can ask him anything. So by coding the chatbot, like say D plus B equals astronomy is blah 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 blah. That's basically coding.
So Mr. Bacon, I want to know what are the ethical considerations in computer science.
Now, when we're saying ethical in computer science, we mean hunuwepa internet. Right?
Hunuwepa internet.
Yes, hunuwepa internet. Saka, what I mean is, don't go on the internet and start sending hate to other people for no reason. That's called cyberbullying.
Yes. And it's now rampant these days. People are just going there on social media just to to bully others.
Just to bully others.
Yes.
And it can also end someone's life. Someone committed suicide recently because he was an influencer. He committed suicide because he was being called out for being a child groomer, like a pedophile.
Yes.
So he committed suicide, and those are the effects of bullying someone on the internet. It's bad.
Yeah, very true. So let's talk about the game development. You see, I'm sure that's another area you are very, very passionate about.
Yes.
So what is game development, and why do you become interested in it?
Game development is the process of creating a video game. And why did I become interested in it? Because when I was young, I used to play this one game all the time, and now when I'm grown up, not really grown up, but now I'm older. I wonder to myself, how was this game made? So that's how I got interested into game development.
Okay, so can you explain the basic steps involved in game development for someone new to the concept, like me?
Yeah, okay. So basically, number 1, planning your game. Number 2, designing your characters, designing your game. Number 3, coding your game. Number 4, testing your game. Number 5, releasing it. Now, going back to number 1, planning your game. You want to brainstorm on what you want your game to be. Is it going to be a fighting game, a platform game? Is it going to be a maze game? Yeah. Then we have designing your game. You design your characters. You design how they're going to look like. You design the background. Yes. Then we have coding your game, making everything work. Making your characters move. Coding it, saying if flag is clicked, walk 10 steps forward. That's just an example of coding.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then we have testing your game. Testing if it's playable, if there are no bugs.
Yeah.
You can give it to your family members or your friends to play it, to test it. Then when you see that everything is smooth now, you finally release the game to the entire world.
Wow, this is awesome, amazing. So, what programming languages are commonly used in game development and why?
The two major ones actually. So, one of them being C++ and C hashtag. They're used because they're flexible, right? They're understandable. You can use it in high performance too. Most games are used, even my favorite games, they're used with C++. Yes, and also some websites. They're not only for game development. C hashtag is actually used for designing websites too.
Okay. What the hashtag?
Yes, C hashtag.
C hashtag.
Yeah, they're different. C++, C hashtag. Yes.
I'm learning. Guys, this is just something else. I'm new to this. He's introducing me to a whole new subject altogether, which is game development. I'm talking to Mr. Bacon here on the Genius Kids Show with yours truly, the Chief Air Marshal Ola 7. So, how does designing characters and game environments contribute to the overall gaming experience?
So basically, if your character is bad, poorly designed, no one is going to play your game.
True.
If your character is just with no meaning, your character is just a blue block with no meaning.
Yeah.
No one is going to play your game. It's trash, basically.
Yeah.
So if your character is designed properly, high quality, people are gonna be engaged with the game. You can also code their animation. So yes, so it basically just adds the environment. It's relatable to the player. It should be relatable to the player.
So what role do graphics and sound play in creating a successful game?
Okay, so if your game has no graphics, no proper graphics, no sound, it's not gonna be a good game. No one is gonna play it.
You need sound.
Yes, you need sound. You need
good graphics.
Yes, good graphics. Yeah. But if your game does have that, people are gonna be engaged with your game, and it adds the atmosphere of you being in a virtual world.
Yeah.
And it's much more engaging than not having good graphics. There are many games with poor graphics, but they're successful.
Yeah.
But most games need good graphics to become even more successful.
Okay. So how do you balance the fun factor, and the difficulty level in a game?
Okay. So if your game is too hard, no one is going to play it. They're gonna be frustrated, so frustrated. But if your game is too easy, your game it's not gonna be engaging for the player. It's just gonna be too bland and too easy. So you just have to put it right in the middle. How to do that? You can give it to anyone in your family.
Yeah.
You can give it to your friends. You can, to see if they like it. If it's too hard, you reduce the hard factor. If it's too easy, you have to increase the hard factor.
I see. So are there any specific game development tools or softwares you recommend for beginners?
Yes, I recommend Unity and Scratch. They're very easy for game development. There are many tutorials on the World Wide Web. So that's how I actually got into game development. I actually made a game, and I finished it in 2 months using Scratch. I think it's the easiest if you are a beginner. Yes.
Wow. So, Mr. Bacon, we have talked about astronomy, animation, coding, game development. So, etc. So, you, however, said you want to be a filmmaker. So
actually,
when you grow up, you want to be like a filmmaker. But I want to know, I will check with you maybe in 10 years from now. If you still have, that decision, which I still want to be a filmmaker.
But there's actually a lot of things I want to be. Honestly, a lot of things I want to be. I want to be a game developer. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a scientist. I want to be a filmmaker. So many.
So which one really would say, okay, I'll pick this one first?
Depends on how life treats me. Yeah. Maybe life will direct me into a filmmaker industry, game making, astronaut, scientist. We'll see.
We'll see. So overall, you have shown interest in science. Science subjects. Besides that, what else do you love reading about?
I actually play a lot of games, and the games that I play, those have books. So I don't have the books physically, but I go on the internet, then search for them. Yeah, it's a horror genre thing.
Okay.
I like horror.
Why?
It's scary, and I like being scared for some reason. Don't call me weird.
And I like being scared for some reason. Okay. I don't watch horror.
I can tell.
Maybe during the day, but still. It's very...
I watch it during the night.
During the night?
Yes.
It's even worse for me. It's even worse. Because when I sleep, it will come back in my dreams. So I don't want to watch that.
Horror is pretty fun, but also kind of scary. For the faint-hearted.
Exactly. So last time we spoke about, you said you have your own YouTube, right?
Yes.
That is Mr. Bacon with an
exclamation mark.
Exactly. So please, let's subscribe and watch. His animation, his whatever that he's doing on his page. Please, this Genius Kids Show. Please go and subscribe to his YouTube channel, which is Mr. Bacon with an exclamation mark. Subscribe. Kind of just recording. If you want to learn about game development, if you want to learn about animation, I'm sure you see everything there on his page. So, whose idea was it to open a YouTube channel?
Mine.
Huh?
Yeah, it was my idea. I mean, YouTube channels, right? There's so many Mr. Bacons, right? So I was debating on saying, should I call myself Mr. Bacon? Should I call myself Mr. Bacon? Should I call myself Mr. Or should I call myself Bacon Mister? I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was my idea to create the Mr. Bacon channel. We're on the road on 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, but I'm sure after this show we'll get 1,000 plus. 1,000 plus subscribers. People love you, So, Mr. Bacon, I'm going to talk to your mom just now. I want to find out how she managed to raise a brilliant kid like you. I'm just... I can't wait to hear from her. But before you go, Mr. Bacon, I want you to tell me the benefits of using YouTube.
Marino uya. No badala rent rako. Uno. Why am I speaking Shana? Anyway. So basically the benefits. You get a fan base, a big fan base actually.
Yeah.
And you can even get into business with starting a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So if you want to start a YouTube channel, go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to post anything you like.
Yeah. It's even easy to
create
one.
Yes, it's easy. But you see, people on the internet are picky. They might watch your videos, but they won't like or subscribe.
They'll just watch and leave it like that.
Yeah, so you'll have to beg saying, please subscribe, please subscribe.
So are you begging at the moment?
My mom tells me to beg all the time.
Yeah,
but I keep on forgetting.
But you should do that. Maybe just create a graphic, on your YouTube channel. Say, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe.
That will pop up maybe at the end of every video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just talk to your mom right now. So that's Mr. Bacon. His real name is Adonis Nyangoni. So you'll be like a regular on this show, the Genius Kids. But definitely we'll be giving you more and more kids. Because Zimbabwe, tine vana vakanaka, tine vana vanodadisa, vane zvipo zvakasiyana-siyana, and we'll be talking to those kids. So let's just take an ad break. After that, we'll be talking to my Bacon. Back to the Genius Kids show, yeah, your favorite, your number one show on your number one podcast show, the Ola 7 podcast show. I'm talking to, the Genius Kid here, Bacon, Chichichi, but, as we said, kuna mai vachu. So I've decided to talk to my Bacon. Hi, my Bacon, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
Finally, you are on the screen. We've been talking to your child all along, but now we wanted to see who is the mother behind this child.
Imagine that.
Yeah. And thank you so much for coming, for making time for us, and giving birth to our genius.
Okay. Oh, pleasure is all mine.
Yeah. So we want to find out from you, my Bacon. At what age did you notice that, he was that child, the brilliant one?
When he was like 3 years old. In fact, when he was 2 years old.
Yeah.
He just used to love these. I would give him an iPad. And then he would just be looking at these plays that these people do, these kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would just watch the way he would just remember everything. And I got an interest. So when he was 3 years old, I used to play a game myself, my older son and myself. We used to play a certain game.
Yeah.
And then he would cry for that game.
Oh.
And so he would take that game, and then I saw that he was playing that game better than I was.
Wow. At 3?
Yes. So he kept on, and I was like, wow. And also, the way I just do things is that when a child is playing, I make them play with educational stuff.
Oh, yes.
So if I'm playing a ball with him, I'll just throw and say 1.
Yeah.
And I just found out that now he can say 2.
Yeah.
If I throw again and say 3, he will say 4.
Oh.
So I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's catching up.
Yes.
So that's how I really got to notice.
He's such a genius. At 2, 3, he was doing these amazing stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So how many children do you have? If you don't mind me asking, yeah.
I got 3.
3 kids?
Yes.
So, you know what? As much as we might shy away from it, but, there's always that comparison when it comes to kids. Were they like the same? Bakukura kwavo, vakafanana here, also bright? It says like Mr. Bacon.
These are individuals, right? But I think they're equally bright. The first kid, when she was like 2 years old, that one could read, actually. Wow. At that age. Yeah.
Wow.
That one, as soon as she started talking, she started reading.
Wow.
She could read fluently. And then the second one, used to ask me to read for him. So I would skip pages, and then he would know that I skipped. And he would say, no, now you're not telling me the truth.
Yeah.
This guy did not go uphill. Remember, maybe I want to just hurry up.
Exactly.
And then he would take me back to my
Say,
story. No, you said it wrong. Go back. So that one just... very diligent, very quiet but diligent.
Yes.
Yeah. The first kid was quiet, maybe way too quiet, because people didn't understand what was happening with her.
Yeah,
but she was absorbing everything that everyone was doing. She's got a memory. Even now, she remembers things.
Everything.
Yeah, she remembers. Now, the second one was just... he's quiet and diligent, and you will never do anything
Yeah.
outside what you want him to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And supposed to siyana.
Yeah.
Mwari akakupa chipo chakanaka chevana venyu vakanaka.
Mwari vanotiitira nyasha kwese.
Hey, stuff yamudzidzisa vana venyu or inoitwa nevana venyu iri kugonekwa nevana venyu at that tender age. Tirikuona ichiitwa nevamwe vana at maybe aitomanikidzwa kuigona at 7 or kuti achitostruggle, saka zvipo zvinosiyana.
I really also think kuti my parents mazwano kana kuti my parents in general atina kudzidziswa kuita my parents.
Yeah.
We just have the natural instinct of feeding the child and making the child grow and making sure he's clean.
Yeah.
But we are not really taught how to really maybe make this child start learning themselves, So I've noticed that in a child there is like a plug inside. You don't tell the child to learn this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
No. What you do is you switch on the plug inside that child of wanting to learn.
Yeah.
You see, so I see most parents crying that, oh, my child doesn't read, my child doesn't do this. It's because you have probably not identified what switches your child on.
Yes.
So what switches this child on is not what switches the other child on. So what, as parents, I think we need to learn our children and also maybe talk to other people, talk to other parents, to see what is really going on, especially to monitor the growth stages.
I like that. So back then, I would, when I once had a chat with Mr. Beckwith about, I think about 1.5 years ago, he mentioned you quite a lot. That interview that so saying you are the one, Mamu Didisa and stuff. So are you a teacher by profession?
No, not exactly. But I think teaching is a calling. And I think one is born a teacher. So naturally, I'm born in a family of 8, right? And all these, and I'm the last child in that family.
Wow.
And so I started mothering at a very tender age because my sisters and brothers had kids when I was very, very young. So you know how it is. They would say if there's a function, they leave the kids with me. I don't go anywhere. So you stay and you stay with the kids. So my experience is just enormous because I started being a mother at 6 and I would, you see, so if I have children from 6 people, 6 families, and they bring their kids, right, to me, how do I keep them throughout the day and the night? These people have gone overnight. So I would organize them into classes, right? And I would just teach them. I would start teaching them what I know from my school is I would just start teaching them. You'll find out that my sister's kids actually never went to crash.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were like their ECD teacher.
I was their ECD teacher and they are brilliant, and today you can even see them.
Wow.
Yeah, they've made it in life.
So it's like inborn thing. That's your gift.
I think it's true. I would say it's a gift because I even share with teachers actually.
Oh.
Yes, I do share with teachers who care to listen.
Wow.
Yeah, that there's no child who's really difficult.
Yes.
You have not yet found that button in that child. If you make a child sit and reduce all the noise around his head, because every child has noise in his head.
Yeah.
So if what you need to know is to clear the child's head of all the noise, and then make sure you direct him to what you need. Yeah. I'm not a psychologist though.
Yeah.
Don't hold me and say,
I'm listening, I'm paying attention to what you're saying, and I'm feeling this. You are gifted. I can feel the gift. I can see the gift.
Yeah, I think I love children. Yeah, any kind of child. Even the most difficult children, they are my challenge.
Yeah.
And I love the way I can tame them and just make them do the right things. Actually, the most difficult children are the most intelligent children.
Oh, why?
they are just intelligent. You know why they are difficult? They're difficult because they cannot conform to your norm.
Oh, yeah,
You are limited. Yourself are limited.
Limited, yeah.
And so you are limited to ABC that you know. You see, this child has more than
yes.
ABC. So what you need to do is to go and find out the more, and then you bring in your ABC.
Do you sometimes feel challenged by what Mr. Bacon is doing, even at home?
Mr. Bacon is just a lovely kid, really.
Yeah.
He's a happy kid. And so he brings in his stuff. What I do is he's an individual, and I feed into his curiosity.
Oh, yeah.
So if he's curious about this, Mom, come and see my game. I have to put on, even if I'm bored to death about this game, oh my goodness, this game has to come here, and then I put myself in his shoes and see what fascinates him about this game, you know, and then I look at it and I'm like, wow. Then I start seeing the game in his eyes. And then I start enjoying the game. Now I start feeling like, okay, am I a weirdo? Because if I try to show anybody else, they say, do you know that he's got this game? And then someone will just look at it and be like,
wow.
You know?
So yeah, that's very, very interesting. But how much time do you spend with him?
Mr. Bacon, you know, when he was born, unfortunately, my mother died like after a year he was born. So this child I kept by myself. You know, I never had a maid. I really took care of this child. So I actually know what the child is thinking, what the child wants. He grew up in my eyes, under my watchful eyes. So I might say that whatever he did, I would just feed into his curiosity. I would notice that, oh my goodness, he loves this. And like the algorithms, like the computer algorithms, I'll be feeding him exactly what he likes. So that's it. So the idea is not to oppose a child from, you know, these children are born with their own freedom.
You are such a good mom, So thank you so much for raising him well. You know what? What would you like to say to fellow parents?
I think parents should listen more. They should listen more, because even when we are talking about drugs, right, and drug abuse, a child might have come and told you about it, but you were busy, you just never listened. These children really never do anything that they don't say. You see, no matter how quiet a child is, I just have a way of talking to that child and listening. Like, I make sure I'm your friend, right? And so that I reduce my brain to what you guys are doing. So how is your friend? He's got his own friends, right? And I'm like, how is your friend such and such? Name them. Not the names of his friends. So I'm like, how's your friend? Oh, I like him. He really, does he know how to do this? And then the child is like, yeah, he does this. Oh, this one is so funny. Or that's where the story of the drugs come in, because you're not the one who starts the drugs in your house. They come from somewhere. So if you talk to this child, he's going to break, he's going to crack and say, but Mom, do you know that you might like my friend such and such, but you know that he brought Banje yesterday. And then I'll be like, what? You're not serious. He couldn't have done that. Then he'll be like, he did. That's how you're now finding out. So instead of just confronting the child and say, I don't want you to talk to this child, it's best to go to the parent and say, it's not that I have evidence, but my son told me that your son brought this. So if you are a clever woman, you're not going to fight this woman, because I'm not here for war. We are here to help each other. You are going to use your own intelligence and find out where these drugs came from. And then that's how I think we can do this.
I think we need another day, another show, just to focus on parenting. Because I feel like a lot of people out there, they don't spend time with their children. It's like, okay, my choice, okay, fine.
Yeah.
You don't even, take time to understand what are the challenges and all that. So I think we need a day, and you seem to be very, passionate about that.
Yeah, I think I'm a hands-on parent.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like that.
I stay focused on the kids. I want to know what they are talking about.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to know, even on the internet, I want to know who they are watching. I know, so the way you only know is when you talk to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, my bacon, for coming.
You're wonderful, Ola. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, those are my bacon on the Genius Kids show. So we're just talking about how she raised bacon. Actually, how she is raising bacon. He's still a young one. But yeah, from what we've seen, so guys, the next Genius Kids show. Wow, let me tell you something. I'm very excited. We're gonna have audience. So show you like I said. So the next one, if you want to be part of this show, you have to book via the number screen penyu. No, Ola, I'll be there. RSVP to that number. If you're coming to be part of the audience, it will be interesting. The next Genius Kids show. My name is DJ Ola 7 Owen Owe Kwamadondo. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it the Ola 7 podcast show. Bye.